Heyo, back at it again with another video. Thank you all for watching. I greatly appreciate it. So I challenged myself to do an 18-team college football Superconference. So this is just an idea. So first team, Notre Dame, Oregon, Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, Georgia, you got Washington, LSU, Alabama, Texas, Tennessee, Auburn, Texas A&M, Oklahoma. We got Florida State, Clemson, USC, and Nebraska. So Notre Dame and Ohio State recently played in the College Football National Championship. Ohio State won, but Notre Dame is a very powerhouse college football program. Oregon does not have a national championship, but they are a pretty dominant force in college football over the past decade or so. Michigan and Ohio State are back-to-back national champions. The Big Ten has won back-to-back college football national championship. The rivalry between Michigan and Ohio State is just simply called the game because everyone knows the rivalry between Michigan and Ohio State. Ohio State, powerhouse program, just won the national championship. Penn State, dominant over the past couple decades. Georgia, they've been dominant the past couple of years. Auburn, Tennessee, Texas, Alabama, another powerhouse program in college football. LSU, again, I think that team with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, that team that LSU fielded when they played Clemson in the national championship, that was a really stacked team. Washington, they were in the national title game against Michigan last year. We look at Texas A&M, pretty dominant in football. Oklahoma, you have the Oklahoma-Texas Red River Showdown in the conference. You have a lot of different rivalries. Michigan, Ohio State. You got Alabama, Auburn. You got a whole bunch of different ones you can work with. Florida State, they've been pretty dominant. I think they have 3 or 4 different national titles. Clemson, pretty dominant over the past decade. USC, especially in the early 2000s. You got that Reggie Bush era of USC football, very, very dominant. Caleb Williams, product of USC. Nebraska is a team that has kind of struggled the past decade or so, but if you look at traditionally, the Nebraska Cornhuskers have been a pretty dominant force in college football. Nebraska and Florida State the past year or so weren't that great, but very good programs in a traditional sense. I think Florida State last year was like 5th in the AP poll, and then this year they only won like 2 or 3 games. So a lot of good college football programs. This is my 18-team college football Superconference. So you got a lot of different rivalries in there, especially that Michigan-Ohio State rivalry. You got the Red River rivalry, Texas and Oklahoma, Alabama, Auburn, even Alabama, Georgia to an extent. Texas and Georgia was the SEC championship game this year. Penn State versus Oregon was the Big Ten championship game this year. So there's a lot of different traditional rivalries and other kind of games that you can play that you can argue that are rivalries. But with that, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Deuces.